Se espera que todo cristiano viva una vida santa, que diga no al mal, por ejemplo, borrachera, chisme, brujería, fornicación, gula, etcétera, etcétera. Y Elías hacer el bien. Sin embargo, las Hold on, don't do that. I'll ask, because what happens is I get nervous when you start shouting stuff out and I can't hear myself think. So, hold on. Sin embargo, las expectativas de la devoción cristiana diferen para cada uno según un estado de vida. Si eres un hombre casado con familia, no intentes tener la vida espiritual de un monje. Te levantas temprano para ir a trabajar, tal vez la oración de la mañana sea más corta de lo que te gustaría, pero puedes compensarlo por la noche con tu familia. Todos debemos practicar las normas de la vida cristiana, misa, oración diaria, ayuno, limosna, pero las particularidades de cómo y cuándo las vivimos pueden variar mucho. Lo más importante es que estés haciendo lo que necesitas para vivir una vida de santidad. That's it. That's there you go. Okay. Everybody understand that? So in today's gospel, John is in the wilderness baptizing people, and he's preaching to them. And people are interested in what he has to say because he's offering not salvation, but he's offering the way to live life in a way that pleases God. And so people are coming up to him and asking him, okay, John, what do we have to do? Now, all the people are asking him this, and to all the people he says what? He says, if you have 2 cloaks, share one of them with somebody. You don't need more than you need. Okay, if you have more than you need, share. If you have a lot of food, share your food. Right? If somebody doesn't have something. So this is one of the basic tenets of Christianity, right? Is that we don't hoard, we're not greedy, we share liberally. We might have a lot of stuff, but if somebody needs something, we give to them, right? There's nothing wrong with having stuff. There's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with being rich. There is something wrong with not responding to the needs of people in front of you if you're able to do it, right? That's the problem. And so John is telling them, this is what you need to do. Hey, great, have 20 cloaks, wonderful. But if 5 people come up to you and they don't have cloaks, give 5 of your 20 cloaks to them. If 19 people who don't have cloaks come up to you and you have 20 cloaks, give 19 of them. He doesn't say give 20, he says give 19. You can keep something for yourself, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having 20 cloaks. But if somebody needs something and you have extra, you give it to them. Simple, right? So these are general principles that John is giving to all the people. But then very specific people come up to him, right? And he says, let's say I'm a priest and I go up to John the Baptist. I say, what do I need to do? John the Baptist might say, always pray your breviary, love the Blessed Virgin Mary and pray her rosary every day, say the Mass faithfully, and preach the whole gospel and fear nothing. Would John the Baptist say the same thing to the father of a family? No. What might he say? He might say, love your wife, and rather than asking what she can do for you, ask today what you can do for her. Love your children. Don't antagonize them. Find other ways to teach them than just yelling at them when they do something wrong. Spend time with them. Invest in your sons. Teach your daughters how they should expect to be treated by men. Very different, right? Would you agree? Two very different pieces of advice. Would you agree? Yeah. Are they both holy? Yes. Are they both particular to the lifestyle of the person? Yes. So you see, in Christianity, there are two sort of scripts, two levels of things. The things that everybody needs to do. What do all Christians need to do? All Christians need to avoid evil. Easy, right? That's an easy one. If there's something evil, don't do it. Don't get drunk. Don't beat your spouses. And this is really more for you wives who throw frying pans at your husbands. Don't beat your husbands, right? Don't sleep around. Obey your parents, right? Don't disobey your parents. Don't do drugs. Don't get married outside the church and then live together pretending like you're married. Don't do that, right? Don't steal. What is that? Better not be a video game. Sounds like a video game. Okay, it's done. Don't play your phones in mass, right? There are some things that all Christians must do. Avoiding evil is one of those. There's no question. You don't have to wonder about that. You don't have to be like, well, as a 45-year-old married woman with 3 children, do I need to avoid evil? Yes, you do. As a 50-year-old plant foreman who's married and has 3 kids, do I need to avoid? Yes, you do. You need to avoid evil. As a 40-year-old Catholic priest, do I need to avoid evil? Yes. Everybody needs to avoid evil. There are some things that everybody needs to do that are good too, right? Prayer. Everybody needs to pray. Now, the way you pray might be different, right, from everybody else, and we'll talk about that. But we all need to pray. It's a necessity. What about fasting? Yes, we all need to fast. Even if you're over 65, you need to fast. Even if you're under 14, you need to fast. These bishop rules, they apply. They were talking about during Lent and stuff, but we're talking about for your personal spiritual life. You need to find something. It doesn't matter how old and feeble you are. You can find something to deny yourself. You like those little Withers mints? You like the little candies or whatever? You can say no to those. It's not going to kill you, right? So fasting. We all need to find something to fast from. And almsgiving. We all need to be generous. This is what John the Baptist was talking about, right? Do you have... I don't know. This is something I've heard y'all's community in particular, not... the immigrant Spanish-speaking community in particular is good at, particularly I'm only saying this because I've heard it done, particularly in Mexican communities with a lot of undocumented immigrants. Very, very good at taking care of each other when something goes wrong, right? Somebody gets arrested, or somebody gets deported, or somebody needs to kind of sneak back in. You're really good at taking care of each other to make sure that family members who are left behind or family members who are still in Mexico are taken care of, right? That's a generous spirit, right? But does that extend to all aspects of your neighborhood and all aspects of your social life, right? So that generosity, and that's what almsgiving means basically, is generosity, mercy-mindedness. Where there is a need, you fill the gap. Where there is material wanting, you provide, right? That's the idea of almsgiving. So these are things that all Christians need to do. Doesn't matter what your state of life is. Doesn't matter if you're educated. Doesn't matter if you're not educated. Doesn't matter if you're young. Doesn't matter if you're old. Doesn't matter if you're married or unmarried. Doesn't matter if you're here legally or if you're an outlaw. It doesn't matter if It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're a Christian and you're on your way to heaven, these are things that we all need to do. Prayer, fasting, almsgiving, right? How do we say those in Spanish? Oración. Caridad. And generosidad, right? Those three things. Okay, I don't know if I said those right. We have to do those three things. But here's the thing. How many of you have more than one child? Yeah, more than one kid. Okay, great. Do you love, how many kids do you have? 2. Okay, great. Easy, right? No problem with 2 kids. So easy. How many of you have like 6 kids? Good, great. Okay. Now, to both of you, 5 kids. Okay, cinco and dos. Okay. Do you love all of your children the same way? Yeah. No. I'm not asking if you love them all the same amount, which is a lie, of course, right? But do you love each of them the same exact way? No, you don't, because they're different people, right? And they have different likes, and they have different expectations. They have different hopes. They have different needs. They have different misbehaviors. Some of your kids are terrible, and some of your kids are great. And you just want to shake the ones that are terrible and multiply the ones that are great, right? Of course, you love them all, but you don't love them all the same way. And the Christian spiritual life is kind of like that. We all have to love God, but we all love him sometimes in a different way as we're able to do, right? If you have to be at work at 4:30 in the morning, are you going to do all of your praying in the morning? No, you don't need to do that. That'd be crazy talk, right? You do it when you get home. Maybe you get your family together because everybody's awake and they're just coming home from school and you've just gotten back from work and you're going to pray together, right? If you're really, really poor, like if you're struggling, you got holes in the floor of your trailer, or your car doesn't work and you're just bicycling to work to make enough money to fix the starter in your car, like you're eating Spam, if you're doing that, is the generosity that's expected of you to give money to people when they need it? No. But do you have a heart that says, my friend, if you need me, I'm there? Yeah, right? So the way that we live our Christian life is the same, prayer, fasting, and almsgiving, but the way we do those things can be different according to our state and condition in life. Don't be sad or angry or upset or disappointed in yourself if you're not able to make 3 holy hours in a day like a little nun in a convent can. If you're exhausted when you get home from work and the best you can do is sit down and try to stay awake while you're praying a rosary, man, God love you. That's awesome, right? That's great. And then during your day when you're working and you're exhausting yourself, remind yourself why you're doing it. You do it because you love your family, you love the Lord, and you love the people you're serving and whatever way you're serving by working, right? This is the way every moment of our life can be consecrated to the Lord. It doesn't all have to be that obvious prayer. It doesn't have to all be that obvious almsgiving, right? It doesn't have to be that obvious fasting. If you're sick, should you fast from food? Probably not. Can you fast from other things like TV or video games or the phone, Facebook, right? What do y'all use? What's the popular social media? TikTok? Oh God, no, that's an evil. Remember, nobody should do evil. Let me tell you something, people. Is everybody looking at me? Especially the younger people? Everybody? Even you, little one. You don't have a phone yet, but you need to hear this. TikTok is evil. Did anyone misunderstand me? TikTok is what? Evil. Are there a few good things that you can see on TikTok? Yes. Is it very dangerous? Yes. Can you see the things that you see on TikTok someplace else? Yes. So do you need to do that dangerous thing, TikTok, to see those few things that are on it that are good? No. Save yourself the evil, spare yourself the evil, and just don't go on TikTok. And that goes for a few other things too, but TikTok is the obvious one. Everybody understand me? Yes. It's important. Muy importante. Okay, good. That's one of those things that nobody should do. I don't know why that exists. It's because the devils exist. The devil exists, so TikTok is there. Okay. So anyways, you understand what I'm saying. Not everybody is Christian. Not everybody has to be holy in the same way. You see him, Francis. You see her, Claire. You see Joseph, and you see Mary. They were all different. They all did different things. But they're all saints. We can all do the same thing. We can be saints and live holy lives, but live them according to the way that the Lord is inviting us to live them.